Underneath that, 2, T-O. Underneath that, jump, J-U-M-P. Okay, I'd like you to stand up, please. My name is Althea Grant, and I'm noisy. Always have been and probably always will be. I hope to kind of go out of this world screaming, I did it, I'm not coming back. And how am I going to do that? I would like you to look around and, as Eva said, look at each other and say, hola. Hola.
You see, and let's make it easy.
The next thing we're going to do is the last thing on my plan there. We're going to jump. 1, 2, 3. Jump! And what we're going to do when we jump like that, we're going to grow our wings as we go down. That's called faith. And I'm going to look at faith right now. And I'm going to ask everyone here, sit down if you have never felt fear. Sit down right now. Because we're talking about reinventing ourselves. Okay? And when we say reinvent, many of us, we start feeling fear. And we think we're the only one. So I want you to sit down if you've never felt fear when you were going to do something. Gosh, there are a lot of dishonest people in here. Why haven't you sat down? Right. That means we're all in the same boat. Okay? Now sit down again if when you started out in life, you're a lawyer, my dear. You are an engineer, you sir?
Consultant.
You're a consultant, you ma'am?
Teacher.
You're a teacher?
Coach.
Coach. Just shout me some stuff. Shout me some stuff that you are.
Coach.
You're a coach.
Coach, lawyer, everything.
Yes.
Actually,
Author.
I've done it.
Some are authors.
Yes.
Yes, mothers. Right.
Many functions.
Yes. Raise your hand if when you started, you were an expert. No? Okay then, let's do it better. Raise your hand if when you started, you didn't need anybody to teach you anything. No? Brilliant, brilliant. So look around. We are all in the same boat. And we're all in the reinvention boat. So I'd like you to look at your brother and your sisters and see that there is nothing in this world that you are experiencing that the next person has never experienced. It might be about something else that they experienced it, but they've experienced it. So when you've come to reinvent yourself, accept that there will be fear. Accept that there's going to be a time when, you know what, you don't know what you're doing. But accept, seriously, but accept that you're going to 1, 2, 3, jump and grow your wings as you float down. Thank you. Please have a seat. Now, faith. Say faith in the good book.
In the good book.
Is the confidence
It's the confidence
that what we hope for
that what we hope for
will actually happen.
will actually happen.
It gives us assurance
It gives us assurance
about things that we cannot see.
about things we cannot see.
For me, I kind of fear everything. And I've had to reinvent myself so many times. When I was young, my mother left Jamaica when I was 6. And on her way to England, foreign, she took me to Kingston, the capital where I was actually born. But I'd never been. I was happily in St. Elizabeth doing all kind of madness, being spoiled by my granddad. So I thought, I'm going somewhere where they're going to spoil me again. My mother left God knows when, because no one told me. I just realized one day she wasn't around anymore. And I was with a bunch of strangers. And quickly I had to reinvent myself, because my great aunt was looking at me with this hatred in her eyes for a 6-year-old. And I had to quickly reinvent myself from the spoiled little girl to the girl who became a survivor, to the girl who couldn't plait her hair, but the girl who quickly learned. Because otherwise, I was going to become the first Rasta at 6. I had to reinvent myself to the girl who cried if you looked at her hard, to the girl who didn't cry anymore. Life will do that to you, but it will also teach you some things. And in our quest to help and serve others, we have to understand and realize that we are constantly evolving and reinventing ourselves. When I came to England, more reinvention. When my partner died, more reinvention. When I grew a breast lump, more reinvention. Thank God it wasn't cancer. But I had to reinvent myself to somebody who realized, if I didn't know it before, life is short. And as Les Brown says, eat your dessert first. Understand? We are not going to be able to move on as women if we think that the fear that we are feeling, that there is something actually so wrong with it that we won't step out. There's no point to not feel fear. It is a protective mechanism. But there's no point to feel such fear that you will step out and do nothing. We will continue to tie ourselves to the kitchen sink, even after those ties have been broken. We were given the vote. We've been educated. There are sisters in other parts of the world who do not have that privilege. But we do. And we owe them a duty to jump and grow our wings on the way down. Okay? So when you're reinventing yourself, do not bother about failure. Because you know what failure is? Failure is a beautiful thing that has opportunity wrapped up in the middle of it. Because if you process failure well, and trust me, sometimes your biggest success can become your biggest failure. I've had some massive successes. I brought Les Brown to London twice. But it didn't necessarily make me a millionaire. But it did teach me a whole load of things. Some of it good, and some of it not so good. But one of the things I learned is this. When you're going to do anything, when you're going to reinvent yourself, plan for tomorrow. If you don't plan for success, you're planning for failure. Okay? But while you're planning for tomorrow, live for today. Because you haven't got tomorrow, really. Yeah? You can only live for today. Sufficient is the trouble for today. Okay? But while you're living for today, you can't live 24 hours in one go. So own every single moment of your life. I realized that when at Christmas, after my partner died, I put my hand on my chest like this to remember him. I felt a lump. And he wasn't there to comfort me. And I wasn't living in the moment. I was living in the future. How am I going to manage? And here, this lump, and it's Christmas, no doctors are open, was saying, you might be going 6 foot under. Thank goodness it wasn't. Own your moments. And T, take action. Whatever you can do, do it. Don't wait. Do it now. Because you may feel a lump. You may lose a partner. You may lose everything you own. But as long as you have this, and you can walk and you can talk, you can reinvent yourself. I'm a lawyer and I was a lawyer, but I'm also now an international speaker. I've authored a book. It's not the greatest book, but I did it. You know, I've survived blocked intestines, 2 days to die. I reinvented myself after that. I laid in that bed and I was planning Les Brown in London. See, I'm not dying. Death, you going for somebody else in the hospital because I got things to do. Reinvent yourself, sisters. It may not be to what everyone in this world will approve of. They're not going to approve of you anyway. If everyone's approving of you, you're not doing something right. Trust me. I'm serious. If everyone loves you, you're not doing something right. And when you have something precious, guard it. Don't be jealous about sharing it, but guard it. One of the things that I learned recently is because when I was young, I was being abused because my father was famous and he wasn't giving money. And my mother was in England and they didn't think she was sending enough. I misconstrued what was happening. And I thought money was my enemy. But money is an energy. It's not money that's evil, it's the love and worshiping of money that's evil. But if you do not have a healthy respect for money, you're going to fail every time. It'll just flow through your hand like that. Because it's an energy. And it will only come where it is welcomed. And me, I attracted it. Because it likes me. I didn't like it. And so it never stayed with me. And I've learned the consummate lesson of an entrepreneur. Respect yourself, respect your money, respect your time, and stay away from haters and time wasters. So once more, please, I could go on forever because, you know, I'm a lawyer, we talk. Once more. Jump and grow your wings as you go down. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, whatever you conceive of and believe and never give up on, you're going to receive it. Thank you. My name is Althea Grant. And if you want to contact me, I'm on Facebook. I'm reinventing myself again from Les Brown in London. And I will be doing a women's empowerment event later on this year. So please do contact me because my take is this. I don't believe in finding your voice. We all have a voice. It's whether we choose to use it or not. And what I would like to do is give some tools to help us to use it. Thank you very much.